Right now, I don't pay attention. I just know what I can bring to a team right now. I'm more focused on myself rather than trying to compete. Because I'm competing with myself at this point. So.
Do you have any players that growing up you enjoyed watching? You feel like NBA players you feel like you model your game after whatsoever?
Yeah, I really don't have a specific one. I try to take pieces of other players' games and try to take them into mine. Watching playoffs right now, you see how Jimmy Brunson's doing. His pace, how he plays off of 2 feet, makes a great decision. Shea, how he uses his body to get to his spots. Tyrese Maxey, how he gets downhill, touching the game. I watched a lot of Luka this year and how his passing and his time in that position and how to be able to read defenses. I watch everybody. Honestly, I don't have a specific player that I watch.
Apologize if you ask. Just kind of what you think maybe the fit would be there.
Yeah, the fit would be it's a pretty good situation. I had a really good conversation with them and Coach Jenkins, and he's just talking about the stuff that I can work on, right? They know what I'm capable of. They know the strengths that I have. It's really just about trying to key in on the stuff that I can be better on, and I can appreciate that because I love to be coached hard. I appreciate being held accountable, right? I love that type of coaching, and that's how I've been raised all my life. And every single coach that I've played for has done that and got me to this point. So I wouldn't have it any other way.
Do you mind sharing some of those things that they said you could get better at?
Just the normal. Definitely. I think shot selection has definitely been one for everybody, not just them. And then also, just the defensive effort in terms of not dying on screens and stuff like that. They understand what I'm capable of on both ends of the floor, and I think that they understand that they're going to want to hold me to that standard, and I appreciate that. Like I said before, I love being held accountable, so I love being held to a standard that I know I can hit. So.
How a lot of people know, but your dad coached you. We talk about coaches and high school coaches. Your dad coached you pretty much for your whole life. What's it like to have him in your corner going through this process, and how tough was he on you as a
Yeah, very much tough love. Just being there for me every step of the way, I think goes unnoticed. People understand and see him in the stands, him having a straight face, but he really is enjoying the process and just being that big supporter. While on top of that, just being on me and just him wanting me to be a perfectionist, and that's been built and instilled in me since I started playing. Right, seeing him be self-driven and self-motivated, and watching my mom as well. My mom's self-driven as well too. Volleyball with my little sister. So definitely something that is instilled in me, and they definitely helped me a lot, and it's been a big supporter with me throughout this process.
I've seen those photos of you shooting. I don't know. I think you had to be 1.5,
Like
2 years
two,
old.
like 2 years old. Yeah.
Shooting at the hoop in the pool, whatever. Was that? Do you remember? Is that when basketball really started to love the game?
Yeah.
At that age.
Yeah. I think like I said, I think it started from an early age. My dad had me when he was in college.
Yeah.
He was still hooping, so he used to take me to a lot of practices. I used to sleep in the dorms with him. He used to take me to classrooms with him while he was doing tests. Just always being there with him. And, he put a ball in my hands early, and you see it in that picture that says it all. Basketball has been in my life forever. And I love the game. The love for the game that I have, it ain't gonna go nowhere. It ain't gonna go nowhere. It's just, I enjoy it. I'm having fun. It's like I'm having fun with this process.
Mikel, I feel like you're the most creative passer in this class, and that you see some angles that I feel like other guards don't see. So, where does that come from? Is that something that you feel like is learned, or is it just sort of like a natural ability? Would you notice that about yourself, that you throw it all?
Yeah, I think some of it's natural. I think some of it is just in the work that I put in since I started training. It's second nature to me at this point. It's stuff that I work on. There's been plenty of times where I go into the gym and I'm literally working on nothing but passion for it.
Guys, last question for this group. Next group's coming in.
It's just that instinct that has been instilled in me since I started playing and I started working on it. And it also comes with a lot of film. Watching film on not just myself and to make better reads for myself, but also watching players in the NBA as well and seeing the reads that they make, and just work on that and try to see the game on how they see it. So.